What's up, everybody? Welcome to Kraken Hunters, Carolina Hitman.
I'm Anubis.
And we got another Quarter of the Dead released to review for you all today.
Oh my gosh. God, we've been waiting for this one.
Yes, we have. It's been pushed back, and we finally received it. And today we're going to be talking about Poxxil The Scourge.
The Scourge.
Oh man, as soon as we pop this boy out.
Man, I wish we remembered to put the box behind us.
Oh, man.
Because it was such a cool design
It
on the
really
box.
is. I'll take some pictures and show you what the box looks like since we forgot to put it up here. So I'll make sure to put some pictures
So
up
like on one
you.
side of the box it has just the portrait.
Like the graphic art.
Yeah, on one side it's got the graphic art that like you would see like in the comic books or anything like that, and then on the other side it's got the picture of the statue.
I think, man, it's probably one of, I know boxes aren't something that you want to harp on, but damn it, Quarter of the Dead, man, they do such a good, excellent job on their boxes.
Yeah,
man.
they're cool.
And this is probably one of their best because usually the other boxes that we've seen have had just the pictures of the statue and that's it.
Yeah, the statue and then the Quarter of the Dead emblem.
Right, but this one, actually, I agree. I love the fact that they put like the graphic novel art on there, man. I thought that was pretty cool.
It was. It's an interesting and different idea. And,
yes, it is.
I was digging it. It's like as soon as you pull it out of the cardboard box, you're like, oh, you're even more excited. Yeah, you're even more excited.
Yes. So, so we got this awesome statue to talk about, and anybody who's watched our reviews, you already know the routine.
Yeah, we go through the base, pose, sculpt, slash portrait, and paint application, and overall.
Yep. All right. So, what are we talking about first?
The base.
Yes, the base. So the base. Now the base, I like the base. It's a little weird because I'm not sure what this
is.
It really. I don't know what this kind
really
of
sure
fungusy like
the
stuff
topography of this is like. What is it?
Yeah.
Okay. We know that there's mud in it.
Yes.
Okay. But we also don't know what this is.
Yeah, this is like a fungus type stuff. I don't know if this is what grows on dead bodies after they've been. I don't know.
No,
I don't.
Because like this right here, it almost reminds me of like a amenity or whatever, like on a
anemone.
Yeah, anemone off a coral reef or something. And say like it's like from a drained pond or something.
Okay.
You know what? Maybe that's what it is, and that's why all the bones and stuff are so dark.
Well, I wouldn't say that. I don't know if I agree because of the fact that he's a scavenger. It has to have something to do with that.
Right.
I mean, it has to have something to do with
that. But it's not giving us really any kind of hint at what's underneath it.
Right, it's really not. But I do love the bones and the rib cage type things, and right here, I do love that.
Yeah, it shows how much of a scavenger he is, you know, just kind of walking on this.
Right, now one of the things I actually really dug on the base, now we see this, there's, of course, we'll post pictures so you can actually see up close what we're talking about. There's, of course, as what Anubis was saying before we were on camera, the Quarter of the Dead language.
Yeah, it's like Quarter of the Dead hieroglyphs. Right. I think that's what we should call it.
Yeah, Quarter of the Dead hieroglyphs, but that's not what I'm talking about. It's a part on the base that it's a root growing out of the base, and it has the color of the base on top, but as it goes into the side of the base, it takes the texture and color of the side of the base. I thought that was pretty cool.
And it's all the way around it too, like over here. And I'm not really sure what like this
it's like a mixture of leather
and steel.
Right. It's and organic too, because you got roots growing out of it and everything too.
It's definitely an original concept.
It's a unique, because I'm actually believing, because if you look, it's like there's belt buckles as you're going around,
or like how you would see like on a leather chair, how it's like
exactly
in.
Yeah, so that's what it looks like as it's going around, like it's buckled, like the top of this base is buckled to the side of it, and it's pretty it's unique, man.
And there's a tear right here.
Look, right, exactly, right there.
Like right here, there's a tear, and there's like all these patches are maybe leather.
Right, I'm sure bring it around so people can see
and
the tear right here. That's what he's talking about.
Yeah, and it's like the patches are leather, maybe that's what it is, and the rest is steel.
Right.
Like when it comes out, like the roots come out of the steel, they patch it with leather.
it's a unique base and a unique concept. Like that's one of the things I love about the Court of the Dead. No one's base, you never get the same looking base twice, never. Every base is unique to the character that they're actually going for.
Yeah.
I don't know what this shit is right here. I'm not gonna lie.
It may be some kind of weird fungus or maybe like a fucked up upside down mushroom or something.
It may be some kind of mushroom or something like that. That's only, I don't know what it is, but it's a unique base.
It's definitely cool looking.
And you got like little hints of blue coloring in the base.
You know what I think that is though? Because Poxxil is part of the Spirit faction. I think that's why they put
the Spirit,
that color. Because each faction's got their own color. You know, Bone's got like the tan. Spirit's got like that light blue, that sky blue.
I don't know. You know what I'm saying.
And then Flesh, of course, you know, is like a red.
Right. See, and that's the thing. Like when we first pulled him out, because I forgot what faction he was with, so Anubis had to look it up.
Yeah.
I would have thought that he would have been part of the Flesh faction.
Yeah. So but we would have thought the same damn thing about
Avarkus.
Yeah, Avarkus.
Because he's part of the Spirit faction too. Yeah. So it's weird because the way he looks, you would think he belongs to the Flesh faction.
Yeah, because with the Tor flesh and everything.
We're going to get into that. But so what do you think about the base?
Man, honestly, I think it's actually really awesome base. But then again, it's really kind of hard to understand.
It really is. Like it's a little confusing, and this is not a knock. It's an awesome base. It's just a little confusing because we don't know what this mushroom
or what terrain it is.
Either. Right, exactly. So that's the only thing is that the base is a little confusing because you got the leathery type side. Steel, and then the topography on top.
Yeah,
it's just weird.
It is. Yeah, I mean,
but so is the Court of the Dead in general.
I mean, it's really the only way I can explain it is I just don't understand it.
Yeah, exactly. But I really enjoy the base. I think it's a unique base for this figure. And like I said, you never get the same base twice with each figure that we get.
Yeah, because there's nothing there's
nothing exactly the same. Nothing.
But, there's none of them that are like this on any of them.
No, so I think it's a good. I like the concept. It's just a little confusing because I don't know what they're going for. That's all.
What the hell the terrain is?
Yeah, that's all. But I really like the base.
I do too. I really enjoy it too.
All right, so we love the base.
Yep.
So what's next?
The pose.
The pose. I love the pose.
I do too.
I think, man. The reason why I love the pose, man, is that you have this kind of like ostrich type.
Emu.
I said it was more like his legs were more like a secretary bird because those things got those huge ass claws on the bottom.
Yeah,
they can rip your ass open.
Actually, but it looks more like an emu or an ostrich because they got the exact same toe line.
Really?
Yeah.
So I really like the pose.
Talons right up here. That's the only difference. It's the bigger talons.
Right. It's a creepy pose when you look at it, man. Like you got his
hand, just skulking.
Yeah, a scavenger.
Yeah.
The base, I mean, the pose kind of has the pose of a scavenger.
Yeah, or a bird.
Yeah, and just creeping along and just. It's a creepy looking pose.
Yeah, it would definitely not be something you would want to come across.
Right, exactly. So I mean, really, I don't think we can spend too much time on the pose itself.
I mean, it's a simple pose.
Yeah, it's a straightforward pose, but I do think it fits for this character and what they're going for.
Yeah, because I mean, just by him walking, you can tell he's a scavenger.
Right, exactly.
Like he's
skulking around, right?
You know, quietly, not messing anything up, and he's just, he's got his little staff and he's doing his thing. Like, oh, what can I find over here? Blah blah blah.
So it's a straightforward pose, but it's a pose that fits this character perfectly. Yeah. And I think it's a good pose for this character.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely makes you think of some kind of like giant plague bird.
Right. All right, so we love the pose.
Yeah.
So what's next?
Sculpt /
portrait. Now this is where these are the two areas that I think really stand out for this character is the sculpt. And later on, we're going to talk about the paint application too.
Yeah, and the portrait.
Yeah, like these are the two areas where this stands out.
I almost want to add another category, like just concept.
Yo, man, the concept is really good too.
Yeah, but anyway, let's talk about the sculpt.
I think, man, the sculpt is really good because they did a good job on
the texture of like bird skin on his legs.
Yeah, the birds. Oh man, yeah, exactly. Like it has that like chicken. I mean that.
Yeah, that raptor look. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, I mean, you know how everybody's seen an ostrich. Or like they're all wrinkly and weird.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm like, sure they feel the same way.
Yeah. Like, I shouldn't exist.
Yeah.
Oh man, but I love about the sculpt is they were able to do a really good job on portraying the feathers at his elbows and knees.
Yeah, and his tail.
And his tail. Like it's hard to see
because of the mixed media.
Yeah.
But he's got a tail.
Yes, right there. There we go. So you can see everybody. But I think that they do a good job of portraying the feathers. Like you can tell it's not real feathers, of course.
Right.
But I still think they do a good job.
Simulating.
Yeah, simulating really well. And the good thing, they did a smart thing. They didn't throw too many feathers on there.
Yeah, because that would just be distracting.
Exactly, I think it would take away and make it look more fake. They only put it in, like I said, the elbows and the knees, right? Well, the
ass.
Yeah, and the ass. Yeah, the ass. Just certain places to highlight to remind you that this still is a bird figure.
And you know the thing too about Poxxil, you know, he's a scourge and he's a scavenger. I mean, what better way to represent a scavenger than a bird?
Right, because you got the
crows. I mean, crows are scavengers.
Really, they are, but they're more omnivores though.
Yeah, but I mean, they're still scavengers.
But what's the ones that are actually scavengers?
Vultures.
Vultures, yeah. There was another one too. Vultures and there was another one, I can't remember.
I don't know.
But yeah, vultures and everything. So I agree that that's a perfect representation of a scavenger.
Yeah.
And like Anubis said, it's just they do a good job of putting all the indentations and everything to
the wrinkles,
simulate that
the folds.
Yes.
And I love how they sculpted in like a lot of the accessories. Because I mean, you know, as a scavenger, you know, of course, every time we see a scavenger on like a movie or a show or anything, they're always decorated.
Oh, yes.
They're always customized. And you know, he's got everything customized on him.
He's got a lot of
trinkets.
The trinkets. You got a bottle. You got what the fuck is this? I'm sorry.
It's a bone wrap.
Oh, okay. Whatever.
See, it's like leg bones or something.
You got a bottle. And I love how they simulate the cork too. Look at that.
Yeah, that is cool. It's like a little elixir bottle.
But the most confusing thing me and the news was talking about, why in the hell does he have spoons? What do you use spoons for as a scavenger?
I mean, you know,
I don't know.
I don't know. But they're there.
They're there. And I don't know what a spoon's for a scavenger.
But and not just one. He's got two of them.
Yeah, right. He's got two.
Well, you know, I guess he's got to line them up, you know, because that way, fancy dining.
Now, one thing we have not talked about in this sculpt are these nails at the top of this, man.
I was working my way to that.
Oh, you working it? Okay.
Yeah, I was working my way to that because they use those, they actually have a purpose, I think. And I think that they were put in there so they can hold all of its little trinkets.
Yeah, and that's what the purpose is for.
That's exactly what they're doing. And they're using actual real twine and real leather straps.
And that's one of the things I love about the Corey Day, man.
It's real.
It's just the original concepts that they come up with for these characters, man.
It's like, well, I don't really want to wear a backpack, so I'll just put nails in my back.
Right. And I mean, it's easier for him to grasp with it being
where he's hunched over.
Exactly. And man, I love the way they simulated the railroads, the spikes going through his body right here on both sides.
Yeah, that's what they are. They're railroad spikes.
And I love the decay. Well, I think that goes more to the paint application, which you're going to get into.
What?
The decaying flesh and stuff like that.
What? No, that's still part of the skull.
Yeah, you're right. And I love that.
And like the rip and tear where you can see his shoulder bone coming out, like see his shoulder right here.
Right.
And then you look on, like right here, it's
whole. And there it's ripped all the way out.
On the left side, it's tore.
Oh man, it's just that sculpt. But one thing, another thing that I like about it is we have not talked about the feet.
Yeah, well, we talked about how we replicated like the ostrich foot or the emu foot,
right? But
just bigger talons.
Man, I just think that They sculpted these talons excellently.
Oh my God,
it looks like it could rip you in half.
Yeah, it looks like a raptor claw.
Yes,
like one that's new, not fossilized.
And not even just that, man. We forgot to talk about the way they sculpted in the piercings on the back of his legs.
Yeah,
and everything.
I mean that comes with like the scavenger look. He's going to be modified a little bit. He's going to customize himself, I guess, or just decorate himself. Because I mean, why not? You got all this cool shit.
And the sculpt, we're going to talk about this too. The different masks. So I got the exclusive version, which has the plague mask.
This here is the plague mask or the Scourger mask.
Right, and this is the exclusive version, which is the plague mask right here. Now, the most excellent thing. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I apologize. I'm about to take this off. The most excellent thing on this statue, in my opinion, is Poxxil's face.
It is terrifying.
They did an amazing job on the
face,
sculpt,
the sculpt of the face.
And oh man, I can't wait to talk about the pan application. I'm excited.
It's just
they did.
You see why he wears a goddamn mask,
right? And you see all the teeth, the different color, like it's
the eyes.
The eyes, which that's the hot man. When I'm gonna give you when we get to the paint application, I'm gonna post close-ups of what they did with those eyes, and man, they knocked that out the park.
You know what I think they did really well too is simulate like he's got some kind of disease.
Well, I would imagine so.
No, I mean it almost looks like I want to say like leprosy or something, but it can't. I can get with that. I don't know if I don't know. Maybe not even that, but maybe just like his flesh looks so desiccated and so dry, like a reptile versus a bird.
Right, and not even that. It's like he's kind of mummified a little bit on the top part too. Yeah, like you can see more of the of a flesh tone, the flesh tones in the front. Which that's more of the paint application. Sorry. I'm sorry.
We're skipping ahead a little bit.
But the sculpt itself is amazing. Like on his face, I'm going to be honest with you.
It's just amazing how much detail they just put into his head.
This is crazy. What I'm about to say, I would put that portrait up against Mela Vestro's portrait easily.
Well,
I think this portrait is better than Mela Vestro's portrait.
That one's definitely a lot more detailed.
Oh, it is way more detailed, man. More.
You just got to think about how hard it is to make them teeth, and he's got them everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere.
Like on his chin, he's got teeth on his chin. He's got teeth on his cheeks. He's got teeth on his right next to his where his nose would be if it was still there.
Yeah, if it was still there. One thing we haven't talked about as well is the mixed media, because
that's part of the sculpt. We're going to talk about the sculpt too. Yeah, we think it's about that.
Yeah, and I like the mixed media. It's not too much. It's just right. Like it's just enough stuff on there to where it's not overshadowing any part of the statue, not covered except the ass end. Yeah, which you still can see it though.
Yeah, he's got a tail.
Right.
And I think that was a wise decision on them
to split it right there.
Well, I think it was a wise decision on them because where they sculpted the feathers, because you can see right here on his knees. Like.
Oh yeah. Oh, I ain't gonna lie. You just brought that to my attention. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah. See, there's another thing about the Court of the Dead. We talk about it all the time. Every time you look at it, there's always something new.
Yeah, because I didn't even notice that. Yeah. So they got him on right on the base of his knees too, up there at the top.
Well, it's like it's almost like a loincloth or like
whatever it is.
Yeah, I don't know, but anyway, like they decided to sculpt the feathers.
Right.
That's an excellent decision. Yeah, instead of trying to make something look like
simulated. Yeah, exactly.
But like when they use this mixed media, it hides the imperfections in that. Because you can't really sculpt a feather. You really can't, and that was you can just see hints of it from the front, which doesn't take away from the statue, which it's not weird, but it's they did a smart decision, like it was saying. It highlights it just enough to show you that there's feathers underneath there. And not only that, it hides just enough to hide any kind of mistakes they may have made. Or
and that's true.
If there was any.
I don't think there are. That's one thing I love about the Court of the Dead. They take pride in this line.
I think it was a good decision choice the way they did the mixed media, because you get the hint of the good and you get the rest awesome.
Right. Yeah. I mean, just because we're not really focused, like, the knees up here aren't really the focus of the statue. The rest of this is what you're focusing on.
And
so it's all right to cover this up.
Right.
But you still can see it. And that's the thing. Like, you still can see it, but it's covered up just enough.
I think that's the whole point of the mixed media is you want it to bring something to the statue.
And I think this one does.
Not take away from it.
And one thing I say about the simulated leather, it's not really, they don't simulate,
It's supposed to be leather. It's got to be.
And I would say they don't simulate it. It's all right, but what I do like is it matches the base.
Yeah.
Like, that's one thing. It matches the base very.
You know I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, that's why we do these reviews together, everybody. I think it matches the base very well. Like, even though it doesn't have the bronze pins in it on the base, I still think this matches the base excellently.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're gonna wear something, might as well throw a little pizzazz in it. You know, panache.
Right. You can tell the two parts of our review that's going to be the long parts, because this is. I mean, the sculpt is amazing. Is incredible. And we didn't even talk about a staff.
Yeah.
Like, you got a feather
blade.
The feathered blade. Like,
that would be terrible to get stabbed with.
And we got the chains on the side right here.
That are actual metal.
I don't know if these are actual metal.
No, I think they are.
It feels like they are.
It feels like a necklace kind of metal.
Right.
And not only that, you got real twine up here too.
Right. So, man, they did a good job of simulating the staff, man. The wood, man. Just top-notch Quarter of the Dead, as always, man. I'm never disappointed, man. They always find a way to impress me with each statue.
And I think another cool aspect on like the mixed media is you could take the hood off.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. You can take that hood off. So if you don't want to pose it with the hood, take it off. It's not. It doesn't take away from the statue if you take that hood off.
Right. It's just there for convenience.
Exactly.
Either just that or just it's kind of cool.
Right.
I mean, I feel like if you're gonna wear a plague mask, you know, might as well have a fucking hood.
Might as well have a hood, because I think that helps.
Looks more sinister.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
It does.
All right, so sculpt. You okay with the sculpt?
You know what? I absolutely love the sculpt. I was gonna try and be sarcastic, but there's no way to do that.
All right, so we both sculpt up there.
No, it's way up there. Well, wait, we didn't talk about the sculpt on the stand.
Oh yeah, the stand. Wait, I'll let you take this one.
All right, so the way Quarter of the Dead has been doing these stands for the second helmet or whatever, I mean, each one of them relate to each character. Like, Death has three stands, and each one of them relate to a faction. But this stand relates to him, and it looks like a damn bird. You know,
Yep. And that's the thing. And
why? I mean, you don't have to.
And that's what I was just about to say. Like, the Quarter of the Dead goes above and beyond. Because that's could have just, I mean, their stands.
Hell, even the bases match.
Exactly. That's the thing. Like, that's why I love the Quarter of the Dead so much, is because they go above and beyond. Their stands don't even have to be
anything special.
Anything special. They can just be a regular stand to connect your extra mask or helmet or whatever. Just to be something to hold it on there. But they take the time and effort.
The extra mile.
Yeah, to match their bases with the character that they're going for.
How did we put that? Unnecessarily awesome?
Yes, that was we got the coin there. That was your trademark phrase, by the way.
Yeah.
We're trademarking that shit, everybody. Unnecessarily awesome.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, that's why I keep supporting this line, because they go above and beyond to make their customers happy. They do extra shit that they don't have to.
So I have to add this other thing. Just one more thing when it comes to the sculpts. So on every Quarter of the Dead statue we've ever reviewed, there's always at least 100 fucking skulls.
Almost, right. This is the first one that only has like 3.
Yeah, it's only on that mask. And there's some skulls here. There's only 1, 2, 3. There's 6 skulls on this statue
that we've seen. I haven't seen anything else. That's a first for the Quarter of the Dead.
Yeah,
because usually every one of them has at least 20 to 30
skulls everywhere.
Yeah, skulls galore. But
we can actually count these.
Yeah, right.
That tells you.
Oh man.
6 as I see right now. There's only 6 skulls on this statue.
All right.
Unless you count like the bird skull.
No.
But that's what I had to add with that little. It's just unnecessarily awesome.
Yep. So now we're going to move on to the part that I am most excited to talk about: the paint application.
The paint.
Let me tell you something right now.
I think this is more your thing anyway, because I know color theory, but you're better with it.
And he says that because he knows I paint and draw. I'm gonna tell you right now, this is where the Court of the Dead has knocked this statue out the park. Like the different. Oh man, I can't. Let me sit my ass up so I can talk about this one. I'm gonna let him pour my shot first. The reason why I love the paint application. Now I'm gonna focus on his body first. You can see all the different hues and text and the way they did the paint and the textures to where it simulates the rotting flesh and holes in his skin. That is amazing, everybody. Like I wish you again, I'm gonna post pictures so you can see up close.
In this deep ass wound right here.
Right, and that's the thing. It's like they like his skin is more of a rotting away tone, and the way, and they put just enough gloss on where you see the muscle fibers and the wounds and the rotting flesh that he has. They put some gloss on there to even make it stand out even more. Yeah. Like, I'm sorry, like the paint application is what really made me fall in love with this statue. Like, it just awesome.
The paint applications on these accessories, like, looks like a wooden. These look like wooden spoons.
Like, look at the
the little vial.
The little vial. It looks like a wooden cork pressed into that vial, and not even just that. Like the different hues
of the blue,
of green, of that blue and teal and brown and orange that are going up his legs to highlight the different, and it highlights the wrinkles in its skin and everything like that.
Yeah, it's incredible how they've done this, and it's like, you know, you look at his feet too, like he's actually been skulking around in the mud.
Right, and not even just that.
And it's stained his skin.
Yes. And not even just that, like his talons, like they did the paint application to highlight each, like if you ever seen like a talon or even your dog, like that's the
look at
if you look at your that fingernail of your dog, you can see all the different cracks and things. That's what they did with the paint application for his nails and everything like that.
Yeah, and it looks,
it looks like a real talon, like it could rip you straight open.
Yeah,
I still think it looks like a secretary bird, but that's just my opinion. But
I think it looks like an ostrich or an emu.
Fair enough. Now I'm gonna take this off, and this is another highlight. The way, like, this is the part I really want to talk about. Like, if his eyes, they went to the point of putting the gloss on the eyes, putting this blue, like this bluish hue, but also it's like a zombie. Like you see that, like the explanation for a zombie is the reason why their irises and eyes look white is because they never blink. No, they never blink. So when the sand and everything, that's the reason why it looks white. All the different scratches in their eyes. Oh. That's why it looks white like that. That's what they got, that whiteness in his eyes. But at the very center of his eyes, they put irises there. Like this,
the blue.
Like, I'm not sure. I mean, I have to look in the color.
Yeah, no, they're blue and white.
Yes. So I'm gonna post a close.
That makes sense though, because he doesn't have eyelids.
Exactly. So that would make sense. Is the reason why his eyes look milky like that, because when sand blows, it's just scratching his irises up. That's the reason why it can be
dried out.
Yeah. Well, no, it's not even just the dried out look. It's just all the different scratches, the hundreds and hundreds of scratches make his eyes look milky like that. And again, that's why zombies look at. That's the reason why I'm going with that. Is for me, that's the reason why. You brought up he doesn't have eyelids, so he can't blink. So it makes sense the reason why his eyes would look milky like that from all the different scratches from the sand and everything.
That's a good point. I didn't even realize that.
Thank you, sir. I watch plenty of zombie movies.
I mean, I've watched just as many
and read a lot of zombie books. That's
what it is.
And honestly, the books go into, like, some of the books I've read go into detail as to why they look milky like that.
Honestly, I just thought it was just a cool concept.
Yeah, fair enough.
Look, I never went in depth with it like that.
But just the gloss on the chin and everything like that, and the way they have the teeth looking, man, this paint application is probably one of the, I'm sorry, I think it's one of the best paint applications that they've done to highlight certain aspects of the statue.
You know, it makes me so happy that they go from such a like a lighter color to such a dark kind of navy blue.
Right, it highlights the different parts of the statue that you want to stand out. And whoever does the paint for the Court of the Dead, they have an eye for that type of stuff.
Well, even that, it's not like you want to mix like the color, like the paint application with like the mixed media color. I mean, it matches perfect. Like
it really does.
Line right here matches almost perfect with the
but it's still a darker hue than the rest of it, so it still stands out.
It's just, yeah, but I mean, it's still like the same color, just darker.
Right.
That's all it is. And, you know, I mean, you know, it's not easy to match clothes with,
exactly.
media with the sculpted, or just the paint application.
And I love the way they did the staff, you know, like it just the different.
So light to dark.
Exactly.
In the wood.
Even the base, you got little parts. This little parts, it's not overwhelming.
Like on the fungus,
where
it's like
but I'm talking about the little hints of blue in there. That just not too much, but just enough.
Like a, you know, just like a little.
Right, just little. Just exactly. And they did an excellent job on the paint application. I think for me, the paint application is the highlight of this statue for being able to highlight the parts that you want to highlight. But also, man, just the way they did the flesh tones and the seeping wounds and putting that gloss in there just to highlight it just enough to where you can tell the blood and gore in there. Like, I'm a horror fan, and this, for me, is probably it's one of my favorite ones in the Court of the Dead now.
It's great horror aspect. Not only that, I mean, it really kind of kicks like people like us who grew up with stuff like the Dark Crystal.
Right, and it looks like a
fucking Skeksis.
Yes, it does, and that's
with as long as you put the plague mask on there.
Yeah, you put the plague mask. Yeah, you put the plague
Scourger mask. I'm sorry.
Scourger. Yeah, you put that Scourger mask on. Scourger mask on there. It's from
a
Skeksis from Dark Crystal. So I would imagine that whoever the Tom Gilead, one of the designers, I would imagine he's probably a big fan of the Dark Crystal because that's what I think. It looked like it takes a little bit of inspiration from that movie.
Yeah, the pose,
just the look of it.
Yeah, honestly, just the concept. Maybe, and you know, you got like your Scourger mask too. It kind of takes away, kind of uses like the plague concept,
right?
Because that's what they fucking wore. I don't know why.
Me neither. Yeah. Weird fucking shit.
Yeah. Back in the old days.
But yeah, man, like this paint application is probably one for me. Easily one of the best in the Court of the Dead. I know this is probably maybe overhyping it a little bit, but I think for me, I love the paint.
I think it ensembles Court of the Dead.
But it's not even just that. The paint application for this particular statue fits this character so perfectly. Yeah. I think they knocked it out of the park. That's just for me, man.
And they use such a good palette, man.
They really did.
That blue.
I still think Melevestrals is the gold standard for how you mix colors and everything like that.
Yeah, but there's so many.
Yeah, exactly. But that's what I'm saying. He's still the gold standard on how to mix, how to do a color palette on a statue.
Right.
That's the gold standard. No one would top him on that.
I just want to know how he finds shit that's the exact same color as what he's wearing.
Right.
Like look at this vial right
here.
Hey,
just like, hey, you got to coordinate.
He's got this vial that's the exact same color as his blue
just because you scavenger for dead, that don't mean you can't dress nice or coordinate. I'm saying, you got to coordinate, man.
Yeah, not only that, it's the same damn color as like
his rings and stuff. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think those are rings. I think they're like a wrap.
Yeah, that's what it looks like now that you're saying it. Yeah, I agree. You just can't see it because everything else is blocking it.
Yeah, and he's got wraps on his wrist, on both arms.
So, man, I think this paint application, man, y'all, Court of the Dead, man, y'all did an excellent job on this one. All right. So we're going to move on to overall now.
Yeah.
Overall, I'm going to let you go first.
Overall, I want to say concept, paint, base, sculpt, pose, mold, everything. It's just magnificent. I mean, it's such a cool idea, and they hit it. I mean, they knocked it out of the park. And you know, he got lucky that he didn't get one that was like broken or anything, because you can see how this would be easily broken, like on the talons.
But I'm gonna talk about that in a minute when I go do mine.
But you can see it, and you can see how this might be easily broken too. You know, just from bad shipping or just assholes. You know,
right?
Asshole drivers or asshole deliverers.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure every statue collector has had
that guy who just fucking
don't give a shit. Yeah, the UPS driver who don't. Yeah, you just know every statue collector knows that driver.
Oh hell, dude! I had a driver fucking leave live animal, like live crabs, in the snow.
With the crabs, they're meant to be eaten anyway.
Well, I'm just saying, you know, they just didn't give a shit. But like, I mean, everything about this, even just the concept of the character, is amazing.
Yes. Hey, for me overall, man, this one, I'm still like, one day we're gonna have to update our core. We're gonna update our top 10 Core of the Dead now that we got a lot more Core of the Dead statues that have come out and are coming out. We're gonna have to update it because this one, man, I will put this in the top 10 easily. Like I will put this in probably, maybe. It's a tight one to get in the top 5 because that top 5 is that's up there.
So but I just noticed. I noticed something that's kind of disturbing.
What?
Okay, look at like this his staff, the sphere.
Oh, it's a hand holding it.
It's an arm.
Oh my goodness,
no,
it is.
It's an arm.
I didn't even see. Oh my goodness, it is
it's
an arm.
It's literally a fucking arm.
It's an arm. Well, no, it's arms. It's an arm, but 2 hands on both sides clasping it.
Yeah.
That yes. Yeah.
I mean, that's fucked up.
Oh, awesome. It is.
It's awesome.
Both at the same time.
Awesome.
But
good job, man.
Overall, man, they knocked this out of the park, man. The paint application, the sculpt, everything about this statue is awesome. Now, what I'm gonna talk about now, because I know there are some complaints, or there will be some complaints, because this statue has vinyl and a little bit of resin in it. Now, for me, I know that some of the worries for vinyl that some collectors have is that depending on what climate you live in, it may deteriorate over time.
Right.
Now, I can understand that, but I also understand why they went with vinyl, because the way it feels like the resin and maybe a rod are in his leg, and up here you can tell this is resin. Like that's where all the resin is at. I can understand why they did that, because I think if they made the entire statue resin or polystone or whatever,
be too heavy.
It will be too heavy, and you have a chance of either it leaning back this way and breaking eventually, or leaning this way and damaging the statue.
And I think it would take away from the pose too, because if you did make the whole thing out of resin, you'd have to put both feet down.
I would think so too. That's the only way I think you would be able to do that pose with resin, is to have both feet down.
And you wouldn't get the skulking effect.
Now, and for me, like, I know I've had my issues with vinyl and stuff like that. Looking at you again, Wolf Predator bust. But one thing for me, like me and Anubis were talking before we recorded this video, if it's done correctly, if it makes sense for the statue and it's done correctly, I don't mind it. I live in a climate to where I don't think it would affect it. I can understand some people's concerns.
I don't know. I mean, it could though, because we're in such a humid climate, and we're not only that, we're in a dry kind of winter kind of climate. So right. I mean, it's such a mixture.
And it could. But I don't think it will.
But still,
but I can understand why people would be concerned with that. But for me, the Core of the Dead can do a statue in complete plastic and it would still be top-notch quality and still look amazing. Yeah. That's the reason why I don't mind the Core of the Dead using vinyl, because I understand their decisions when they're trying to do a unique pose or a unique character or something just totally something that we haven't seen before. I can understand they take into consideration all the aspects as far as the pose of the statue. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I think I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
I think there's another little thing too, is that, you know, vinyl and stuff like that, vinyl is pretty flexible.
It really is.
I mean, Carolina.
Go. Yeah,
Carolina, when we were doing the 360, he was using this. holding this to turn it, and if it would have been anything else,
it would have snapped.
It would have snapped.
It would have snapped.
But he was using this to,
well, you can do it. Go ahead.
Push it.
But see, you can push it a little bit, and it's a little flexible. It has a little give.
Yeah, there's a lot of things on this statue, a lot of the little details that could just break off.
Yes, that makes more sense that they made that with vinyl.
Yeah, I mean,
I understand why.
Look at that.
Exactly.
I mean,
like, let's be real. Like,
if I would have even done this with one of the
the
polyurethane or whatever,
no, polystone or resin or something like that,
it would have just
it's more easily snapped. And plus, when shipping it,
right?
Don't get me wrong. Some of the statues that Core Dead have done have been polystone or something like that, because when they're shipping it, it's not. They don't have parts that may easily break. This one, some of the issues and some of the parts that it has and the pose and everything, it's more likely to break during shipping and during the process of making it. So I understand why they did put vinyl in some of it. I don't have a problem with it. And like I said, as long as it's done correctly, as long as it pertains and it has a reason to, as far as the statue, I can understand and forgive it, because Core the Dead, I'm sorry anybody who complain about vinyl on a Core the Dead, let's be real here.
That's kind of petty.
Look at every Core the Dead statue that has been released. Let's just take a look at this. Tell me one statue that they have released that has not been top-notch quality and unique in every statue. So I am willing to understand, like, if they say they needed to put vinyl in something, I'm willing to understand and go with it.
If they didn't, this right here would break off.
Easily, especially during shipping. Sideshow, please go to the flexible, black, cushiony foam stuff, because I think that
styrofoam that y'all are using.
Oh my goodness, man.
Well, as soon as we were opening it up, the whole time we were opening the styrofoam, please don't break. Please don't have a broken piece.
Please
don't be fucking
right. Exactly. Sideshow, man. Please go, because
and I'll be honest with you. I think that if they didn't use this material, it would have been, because there's little spots in the styrofoam where you could see it was resting not correctly.
Exactly. And the thing is, like, companies like Prime One, things like that ship from overseas, they use that black foam type styrofoam. No, not styrofoam, but that whatever it is, it's a lot more give, and it's a lot more forgiving.
It's like a sponge.
Exactly. So if it's able to ship from overseas to America and not break, Sideshow, that's what you need to be using.
Right.
Because I'm sorry, I've gotten a few of your statues that have been broken. Let's be real here.
Right.
Because my last one I got,
I think this one would have been.
The alien.
This one would have been.
I'm going to be honest with you. I think so too.
This one would have been if they didn't use the right material.
Right. I'm a firm believer in using that black type foamy thing, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. Leave it in the comment section. Let us know what it is. Because
I'll show you what I'm talking about later.
But it's a lot more give to it.
It's like a sponge.
Right.
It takes like a
net. It still absorbs the contact and movement of shipping, but still enough to give the statue enough.
Look at like your wolf predator.
Exactly.
You know, it came in just fine.
Because that's a big ass and has a lot of parts that could have been
heavy.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if my wolf predator would have came in that white styrofoam, it'd have been fucking broken all to hell.
All to hell.
All of it.
Oh, dreads would have been broken off and everything. Man.
So, Sideshow, if there's Core the Dead, Sideshow, if there's one thing I want you to do is please look into and consider using that black foam type shipping substance that they use.
If you're gonna ask $1,000 for a statue,
well, this one's wasn't $1,000.
Well, I'm just saying. But
yeah, I agree.
I mean,
well, no, the last one I got, the Alien Warrior, that came in and broke everybody. Yeah. I'm sorry, it did, and it really and it broke in places that honestly it shouldn't have even broken.
Yeah, stout places.
Yeah, I'm like, that doesn't even make sense that it broke right there.
But still, I mean, if they would have used that different fabric,
it would have never broke. Yeah, it wouldn't even broke.
Probably that we can't say.
We can't
honestly say that.
I'm going by experience. From my experience, it wouldn't have broke. Probably. It's a good chance it would not have.
Right.
But anyways, overall, man, this statue is top notch.
Oh yeah.
But all right, you ready to give our review? I mean, our rating, man.
I'm gonna go ahead and say this is one of my top 5.
I'm
gonna go ahead and already say it's.
All right, well,
it's
let's
up
get the
there.
rating first.
All right.
All right. So our rating. This time you already know we go A through D, A through F, and well S through F. S is the highest level that you can give a statue. Like that's one of the best statues that you could possibly get.
Yeah, it's basically Malavestros.
Yeah. Right.
And the Alien King.
Yes, those are really. I think those are the only two statues I've ever given an S for because they deserved it.
I think I gave an S to Gethsemane.
Right.
Malavestros and the Alien Queen.
Okay. Alien King.
Yeah, that's. I thought I said that, but I lost it. Anyway.
But but those really that's very rare. But anyways, so I'm gonna let you go first, man.
I'm gonna give this one. I'm gonna give this one an A+. And the only reason I'm not giving it an S is because of how this base is.
Okay.
But that's it. That's honestly the only reason because I don't really know what the hell.
Right.
I don't know what he's walking in, and I know that if I was walking in that, I'd be wanting my steel-toe boots
right
as tightly as possible.
Oh man, with not even steel toes. I want those boots that you put on when you're wading through muddy water. What's those boots that you put up what's
they're the thighs. No. Oh God, I fucking looked it up too the other day. I know exactly what you're talking about.
But those ones you put up to your knees when you're going through swamp water. That's what I would want if I'm walking through that shit.
Yeah.
I don't need no steel toes. I need some stuff to protect my body.
Well, I would wear steel toes and I would wear a plastic bag.
Ugh.
Fucking like tied around my kneecap kind of deal.
Now for me,
I mean, if I had feet like that, I would just do that.
Right. Now for me, I'm gonna give this an A+ too. And I'm probably gonna agree with Anubis. He made a perfect point. The only reason why this isn't getting an S right now is because I don't know what the hell this base is going on with.
Yeah.
Like everything else is immaculate, and I don't give a shit about vinyl. I think they did a good job. Because
I think it was a wise decision.
Me too. It was a wise decision.
And they used steel where it was appropriate, like on the.
No, this is steel.
Well,
that's not. It's not.
Wait a minute.
That's not.
No,
yeah.
okay.
But even so.
Well, they used the steel chain right here. That's a metal chain.
I don't care that it was a wise decision to use vinyl on this statue, especially with the particular pose that it has and then the complications that it would have caused during shipping.
Look at all of this little details and stuff like that.
And that's the thing. It's like anyone would complain about
they would break off.
But not even just that. Anyone who would complain about it being vinyl, look at the level of detail you're getting. Like this, the level of detail is immaculate. I challenge anyone to say a negative about this statue besides the base, because it's confusing. We don't know what the fuck's going on with it. Besides that, tell me what in the comment section if you think there's a negative. Tell me a negative about this statue as a whole, besides the base, because we don't know what's going on with it. Tell me one right now to where vinyl has affected this statue. To me,
it just made it better because it didn't come in fucking broken.
Exactly. It was a wise decision to make it some of the parts vinyl. Not everything's vinyl. I would say the poly resin or whatever it's called is the leg to give it stability and strength. But everything else
would only be the lower leg.
Right, I would say right around here.
Yeah.
But everything else is vinyl, and I can understand why, because we don't want any stress on this part because of the pose. And I'm not gonna lie, I like the pose, and I would not take this statue any other way.
If this other foot was down,
it would take away. I would give this, if this foot was down, I know it's weird to say, I'd probably give it a B+, A straight.
A B+ or A-.
Yes.
Because it takes away the skulking and the scavenger look.
Exactly. It adds to the scavenger look of this statue.
So both of us A+.
Oh yeah, A+, easily. I think that
the only reason we can't give it an S is
because of the base. I don't know what's going on with the base.
Yeah,
let's just be honest. I don't know what they were going for with the base.
Yeah.
Now it's not to say it's a bad base. It's just we don't know what they were going for.
Right.
That's all it was.
What terrain are you in?
Exactly. We got leather on the sides.
Steel,
some weird ass mushroom type fungus.
Right. and bone.
Yes.
I don't know. I just don't know what
for me, I would have preferred if.
And it's too dark, to be honest. I'm gonna be honest.
Okay, I agree. I would have preferred a little,
it's too
especially
dark.
For him being part of the Spirit faction. Yeah. I would have liked to see more of the urethra. something like I can't remember the word. It's the same thing as well, you can't see it, but it's kind of like that spirit faction-y look that that Death has.
Yeah. Yeah. Something light like that.
Just a little bit, a hint of that in the base because he's part of the Spirit faction.
Well, that's what we get with a little bit of blue.
It's true, but I would have preferred to see more of that if he's part of the Spirit faction.
Yeah, the base is a little too dark.
Right.
It's actually really dark.
It really is.
And you know, another thing that gives it the A+ is the actual horror aspect.
Oh, I'm a horror guy.
And the
he's
concept. And it is such a cool fucking creature design.
It really is.
It's a cool creature design. And you know this motherfucker can run like a beast.
Oh, yeah, man. Ugh. So I everything he's saying right now, I'm agreeing with. I can't even deny it. That's I mean, this is probably
it's awesome. And it's a good I would love to see a character like this in a movie.
Oh man, that would be horrifying.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's why we
right, exactly. But yeah, man, I can't. Besides the base is the only negative, if you want to call it that.
It's really not even a negative. It's just maybe
a personal preference type thing.
Well, not even that. It's just like it's too dark.
And for me, it's just like and you apparently, it's just a little confusing of what they were going for. That's all. Like it's not like it's saying it's a bad base because it's not a bad base.
It's pretty cool.
Yes, it's just we don't know what the hell y'all were going for.
I wish I would
Tom, if you see this video, let me know what you were going for in this because I don't know what you were going for.
Man,
right. I love the base. It's just I don't know what you were going for.
Yeah, what the hell?
Right. But man, honestly, man, this might be a top 5. This might be top 5 Quarter Dead.
It's already in mine.
Because again, I've yet to see one top Melivestros. I'm sorry I keep harping on that, but it's true. Melivestro's still my number 1, and I know Galavarb is still your number 1.
Well, honestly, the more I look at both of them, I know
objectively it's yes.
Objectively, Melivestros is the best, but personally, I think Galavarb. But this one is coming in real fucking close. I don't know. The more I look at this, the more I'm loving it.
I would say we're going to be doing another top 10 video, man, with some updates.
Hell, we don't even have to do a top 10. We can just do a top 5.
Ooh, yes. See, this is why I like doing videos with him. This is why we're going to do a top 5 video one, probably in the next couple weeks, week or two. We're going to do a top 5 Quarter Dead.
Well, let's just do a top 5 of your collection.
Well, no, my top 5 of my collection is easily. That's not even close.
Even adding him?
Well, no, I would say, but I would want to do a top 5 in my collection and top 5 of my Quarter Dead. Yeah, that's it.
We're in. Son of a bitch, I'm in.
Shit. Oh man! But everybody, man, we thank y'all for joining us, man.
This has been awesome.
Yes. So let us know what you think on this about this statue in the comment section. I think it's a top 10 easily, maybe top 5. I don't know. You're gonna find out one day. But let us know what you think about this statue in the comment section. I don't think the vinyl is an issue. I think it was a wise decision, but I know some of you may disagree.
Well, a few of you guys, I know you probably won't be allowed to have this in your collection.
Yeah, I know.
Of,
so just be jealous.
The horror aspect.
Yes, be jealous. I'm sorry, guys, but be jealous.
That's why you can't have a Varkas.
Yeah, which I'd still say that's one of the top ones in the Quarter Dead.
And not only that, it's the horror aspect. Is what it is.
And that's what I'm a horror fan, so that's why.
Yeah.
But man,
but most people's women are like, no, that's not.
Fuck that. You're not getting in the house. But man, it's everybody, man. Just let us know what you think about this statue in the comment section, man.
Yep.
But thanks for joining us today. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that bell notification to get notified of our future videos. Carolina Hitman.
I'm Anubis.
See y'all next time. Peace.